If you could get a bit of this in as well, that would be good. I know. We can have people in it as well.
Women's voices in the public square. So that's what we're doing. This is on the backdrop of big tech silencing women, us not being allowed to say that we are women and people with penises aren't women. This is on the backdrop of us not being allowed to talk about what is going on with children's bodies. And so rather than rely on this new technocratic oppressive movement to stop women speaking, rather than relying on Twitter, Facebook, a variety of social media networks, we've decided we are coming back into the actual public square to make sure that women's voices are heard repeatedly and consistently, and we will be making this a monthly event. And each and every one of you that's shown up today, it just proves that there is a groundswell of feeling that the voices of women are just massively being silenced. We can't even speak often in our places of work. We can't insist that Janet, that was John last week, doesn't use women's toilets. We can't ask for a female to attend our elderly females in care. We can't even stop, in 2021, a man raping an elderly woman who'd recently had a stroke and causing her so much damage that she died of her injuries. We can't stop that because we can't actually insist that men, whatever they call themselves, are not allowed in women's spaces. And so these are the fights that we've really got to have. So thank you very much for being involved. It makes a profound difference that you actually come and stand in a space where you're allowed to say these things. And it makes such a difference that we're not talking about religion. It's the people that come every month. So we are going to change this space. We're going to change this space by filling up with people who want to talk about actual things that are happening, not something that may potentially happen in the afterlife. So we're going to sort out the world in which we live right now, and I really appreciate you coming. So these are the ground rules. If you want to come and talk, you are more than welcome. Whatever your sex, you are more than welcome to speak. Please don't keep it more than 3 minutes. The more people that talk, the better it is for all of us. We all come to this from a very different perspective. Each of us has an individual story about the moment we were like, no, I'm not going to stand for this, I'm going to speak up. And so as many of you as speak as possible, it's great, because then the people that are watching at home, who perhaps don't think that anybody else has come from the same place as them, maybe they don't feel brave enough to speak out, maybe they can't attend a situation like this, an event like this, it gives them courage to actually enact their own boundaries in their own life. So it really is important.
Yeah? Okay, Jan, let me...
I'd rather hold it if that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Lovely to see you all. I'm Jan from Object. We've been... Can you hear me? Yeah. We've been out on the trans issue since 2016, linking it to all the other systems that oppress women. I was so pleased to hear Janice talk about pornography and surrogacy, because surrogacy is going to be the big scandal of the 2030s. Thank you to all of us who filled in our surrogacy questionnaire. There'll be a big report on that coming out very soon. You all agreed with each other. No one argued with any of the problems of surrogacy that we identified. There are about 47 of them, not noted by the government. So we're living as 5 main systems that oppress women, particularly poor women and disadvantaged women: porn, prostitution, sex clubs, surrogacy and trans. And I'd just like very briefly to say thank you to the awful trans activists and their horrendous behaviour, comparable with what happened to those suffragettes that Heidi was telling us about, that has led to such a huge regeneration of the feminist movement. So thank you, trans activists.
Okay, well done.
I want to say thank you to Joe, if Joe's still here, from the Women's Human Rights Campaign, because I've been watching her videos, also the Object videos, which I found very useful.
Yeah.
As a man, I'm learning about surrogacy. I'm learning about the rich gay men going for the poor women to buy their babies. These are new things that I'm learning about. I'm learning about porn. I'd never heard of it before. Anyway.
It's wonderful to see everybody here again, and now it's going to be monthly. We're going to all try and come every time, and it's just these new friends that I've made since I was cancelled. I was never on social media. I didn't know anybody in the feminist world, and now I have got support from all over the world, and I'm so happy. It has just opened my eyes, and it's opened my mind up as well, and I've got friends I never knew I had. So thanks everybody.
So let's come here as much as possible while it's even legal to, because just defining ourselves as women, as female, as humans is the political struggle of our age. No one should ever be compelled again when under oath, when they have sworn to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. No one should be compelled to utter the legal fiction that a man is a woman. You will never be a lesbian or a mother because you're a man. You were born a man, you will die a man, and in 1,000 years archaeologists will dig up your male bones. Women will not enable you or hand you the keys to womanhood because you are a man. Women are born, not worn. They are men. Stop being kind and start saying no.
Now, unfortunately, as we all know, lots of the institutions globally, including in Britain, are trying to substitute the word sex for gender identity. So they're actually trying to give our protections, which are based on sex, to just give them all away and now change them for people with a gender identity, instead of doing what we're signed up for, which is we want to get rid of sex role stereotypes. So anyway, our declaration exists, womensdeclaration.com. We're working internationally with loads of women all over the world. Many countries are having the same problem as us, and if you want to get involved, that'd be great.
Everybody sign the declaration to show states that we have rights. The declaration reaffirms our rights defined in CEDAW. We already have them. They're ours. We need to keep them. We need to tell people that we have them, that they're not to be given away. That's the thing. They're not to be given away. So sign the declaration, please, and thank you very much.
Sisters, should you dare to resist and say women's rights matter? I'm afraid that makes you a TERF, a witch, or a COVID denier. A TERF, a witch, or a COVID denier.
Please take time to familiarise yourself with what FGM means in reality. Facebook or Twitter, please follow the woman whose t-shirt I'm wearing today. A woman who has devoted her life to campaigning against FGM. Her name is Hibo Wardere. But for now, I just wanted to say that when national human rights institutes go along with the YP, we're in grave danger. We need to help our Scottish sisters. Thank you very much. They're going to have a lot more power. So I suppose my two messages are: try to meet in person like we're doing when possible, so that we can meet and bond and raise the frequencies whenever possible, and try to keep finding ways to take back the tech, because right now we're losing because they own the tech.
In the 70s, my mum was told she couldn't be a doctor because she was a girl. Now we can't even name ourselves as women. As it has been for a long time, the emotions of society are taken out on the female body. either by destroying it with drugs or surgery, or by using it as a sexual object and as a costume to be worn by men. We are among the luckiest women in history to have the freedoms and lifestyles we do. Let's not be complacent. We owe it to the women around the world and in the past to stand up for what they had to fight. With you!
Thank you very much.
I need your
Okay. I was wondering where that was. Gosh, thank you very much. Oh dear. I guess that's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. That's why dangerous women with their dangerous opinions and their dangerous words. So look, there's some things that you can do in your own lives to stop this. Number one, voicing your opinion to your friends, your family, and your work colleagues. You don't have to go all out and say terrible things, but you can simply just speak the truth. You can simply refuse to join in. That's one of the things you can do. If you are a parent, you are the most powerful person in your child's education. You have to exercise your right to go and talk to their teachers. You have to exercise your right to find out what is it that your child is being taught in school. Are they being taught a reality that you don't accept? There's absolute nonsense that is created in the queer theory addled brain of some moron high up in education. Is your police service more likely to consider a 6'5" man in a dress a victim of crime because someone looked at him funny than you if someone touches you up on the tube? Yes. What are you going to do about it? Did you go to your PCC hustings? Did you go to your council hustings? Do you get involved? Do you write letters? Are you a royal pain in the arse to anybody who has power to take any of your rights away? And if you're not, then you should be. Now is the time. I genuinely think we have moments in our lives where we can make a difference, or we can just watch the world change and put ourselves in a position where we can do nothing about it. I personally think this time is now.
Of gay rights in 2021, when you have an organisation like Stonewall, supposedly, I know man, twats, sorry. But so like they've been apparently representing people like myself, bisexuals, gays and lesbians, at the same time as trying to erase us in law and say that same-sex attraction doesn't exist. It's same-gender attraction, and we all know that's bullshit, don't we? Yeah. Also, the European Human Rights Commission has made a public statement to say we will not be renewing our Stonewall Equality Championship. Meanwhile, yesterday, another Stonewall founder came out to say they do not represent us. We are not represented. It's all about the tea. They don't talk about the gays, lesbians and bisexuals anymore. And so, being the reputable organisation that they are, Stonewall, they added the Times, the Sunday Times and the Mail Online. This is what Stonewall, a company that has £8 million income a year, they thought this was an appropriate tweet to send. Hey, at Times, at Sunday Times, at Mail Online, you okay, hon? Just checking, because you are spending a lot of time talking about us. It's a bit creepy. Come on, how old are Stonewall? This is why you don't let children on the internet. Sun is coming out, truth will out, and it's all of us here today on the internet watching, tweeting away, unless you've got blocked like most gays and lesbians I know. I've been blocked by Stonewall, but keep it up. The rattle, that is terrified. The children have taken over the asylum, so just keep it up, make more noise, and keep it going.
Adult human female woman. Adult human female woman. Adult human female woman. Keep fighting! And keep smiling. Have a good day.
We need people to make noise, and we need people to write their MPs and to sign petitions. We need both. We need everybody. We need all women. It doesn't matter what part of the political divide you're on. It doesn't matter which way you want to turn. If you want to be loud, if you want to write a letter, fine. It's all good. Stand together.
When somebody says gender, make them say sex. Get over that foolishness. I do it all the time. Oh, you know, the gender this. I say, no, sex. Sex? You really must say sex? Gender's something else, so always use sex, not gender. Do not ever say MTF. No. So what do we say, people? Trans identified male. You can't just say men. A lot of people need a bit of education. Get them to the point. And a woman is an adult human being.
Been captured many public institutions, denying services to women, including National Health Service, the police force, prisons, and inappropriate application of made-up laws targeting women in particular. So, I know, okay. Well, that was it. That was the end. That was the end. So I couldn't read it as the rain got to it.
I'll just say one thing.
Support the Sticker Women of Scotland!
At the moment, because of their focus on righteous focus on what is being done to children, to young women particularly, and the horrific examples, the horrific phenomena of things like breast binding and removal of breasts in the name of, sort of transgender identity, all of that. Let's not forget the pressure also on women to look not more masculine, but to look more so-called feminine, and the horrific wrongs that are done to women in that name. So that is just a little reminder for us all, and power to those women. I am so, we live in a world where people are creating like heroes and villains, and often in quite a misguided way. But to me, those women who fought for it, I think they deserve all our support and absolute 100% respect. Well done to them.
My taxi yesterday, I was stood outside of a KFC, and Christina Jane Harrison. I was at greasy KFC, and I was stood outside, and I was watching quite. Like the sun was out, and women and men are beginning to come out on the streets, and there were girls basically dressed like they were going to a nightclub in shoes they couldn't walk in, tiny little clothes, really massive heels that they literally couldn't walk in. They were all just walking like this. And then just as they're crossing the road, two other girls go into KFC, both clearly wearing binders. And I just thought the two extremes, I don't know what we're doing to young women. Well, I do. I don't know how we're achieving it, but I think for girls to stay in the middle, for girls to stay somewhere where they just consider themselves as human beings who are also female, I think support those girls whenever you see them. I often just want to go up to someone and go, well done. I sit here with my peroxide hair and makeup, and I go, well done. I'm a hypocrite, but well done. Well done to you. But it's
rejecting those beauty norms. That's conviction, kind of model.
It's my world. Anyway, but yeah, so it's happening to all kids, but it's specifically happening to girls. Girls are the children that I'm far more concerned with, because I don't know, I'm a female, I happen to identify a lot better with girls and what they go through. And you watch, if you've got a daughter, you watch a really happy-go-lucky child, and then you see puberty, and then you have someone totally different at the end of it, as girls realise what being public property actually means. And I don't mean that every man is a raging pervert. It's just enough of them that it makes it difficult to go about your daily business without encountering one. So thank you so much for coming. We're going to make this monthly. Next time we're going to have double, and then double, and then there'll be 5 police vans. And we won't be wearing masks. And if you take me off, thank you on the live stream. We're going to switch you off so we can announce the pub.
And well done to Crazy Burger for organising this. Well done. Bravo, 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 bravo.